Alba told me this was the best game ever. I don't know, I'm still liking Starfield. Let's talk about capacitors. Do you really even need capacitors? I would say maybe yes, no, depending your situation. And what do capacitors
The one thing they don't
really
do is
replace a battery. They can be able to discharge a lot more than a battery normally could. But having capacitor in the name, they don't really have much capacity. So what do they do other than that? To keep things kind of simple, what capacitors do is literally store voltage close to or around the charging voltage of the alternator of your car. A battery really doesn't do that. Now, if you have a lithium battery and it's charging higher, then that's a different situation. But for your normal user of 12-volt car audio, AGM, lead acid, and stuff like that, this is what this is going to pertain to. So we already talked about how a capacitor stores power, not much of it, but it can discharge a ton. So is it really helping with my voltage?
It's a yes or no question.
I've been doing a little bit of reading, and to keep things simple, an amplifier doesn't always just draw current of what you see on a meter. But to try to keep this at eye level so that you understand, sometimes amplifiers will draw a little bit more current than you see on a meter. That's an averaging. Now, this is for split milliseconds that it could be higher than what it's actually pulling that you see, because it's an average. So what does a capacitor do? It helps with that. It helps with that quick instantaneous pull of power that your batteries, just normal batteries, can't discharge quick enough, and your voltage is going to tank for a millisecond. Is that important? Well, sometimes yes, and sometimes you might not even notice it, and you might be okay. It's just something that I didn't even realize that capacitors really filled that gap for, alongside of dimming headlights. We've all heard that story. Slap a capacitor on there, you're good, you don't need a battery, yeah, you're fine. No. So it helps with a few things, and I would love to do some tests on it. I have the UC31. You know, it's got a lot of farad capacity compared to when I first got into car audio with the 1 farad Rockford Fosgate, you know, 2 farad, Boss 8 farad. That's not enough farads for what I want it to do, is to help with some voltage drop on a longer scale of things. But again, I just thought it was pretty cool that, you know, the amplifier pulls a little bit more current than I'm seeing on the clamp. And I didn't even realize that. And I just wanted to make this video just so you guys could kind of see, yeah, capacitors can have a place, and a lot of people don't even use them, and they have no problem. So, do you need one? Not all the time. Most of the time, you probably won't even need it, as long as you have enough alternator power and you don't mind a little bit of voltage drop, and you have your stuff properly sized. You have a big enough battery, a big enough alternator with the amplifier that you're running, and everything that considers. So thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Stay living loud.